Hello everyone, my name is Asyrafchazz and welcome back to yet another One Piece card game video. In this video, we're going to talk about what decks emerged in the OP-04 metagame when it first came out, and now currently a few weeks into the release of the metagame, and with the recent big tournament that happened in Japan, the Hiroshima Prefecture tournament. You can see, some new decks kind of making its way into the metagame right now. We got Doflamingo, the green and purple Doflamingo making waves. We got Rebecca. We even have Yellow-Blue Queen that kind of make its way to like some of the top few decks out there. But there is a returning favorite and it's not a big surprise. But we'll talk about that when we take a look at the current hot decks in the OP-04 metagame. But before we do that, a word from the sponsor of this video. Thank you to Ergoworks for sponsoring this video. To all my fellow content creators out there, you know how important audio is when recording, which is why you should try the Tilt headset, which provides premium quality active noise cancelling so you can enjoy editing easily without the interference of outside noises. With a patented detachable boom mic, I can easily use this headset to record audio without the use of my mic, which is great when I'm not editing at my table. With easy to use noise-free commands that work together with Google Assistant and Apple Siri, as well as interchangeable ear pads that work with whatever you're comfortable with. The fact that you can adjust the noise cancelling on these headphones to up to -30 decibels means that you can cancel out as much noise as you want. So you can focus on your task at hand, especially when you're testing out some games of the One Piece TCG. My room is right next to a street, so I'm always getting bombarded with car noises and street noises when I'm gaming or editing, which is why these headphones are an absolute lifesaver for me. Ergoworks has a limited time promo where you can trade in your old headphones and get $200 off the Tilt headset. You can find out more about these headphones at tiltsound.com, link is in the description below, and you can also use my promo code Asyraf10 for 10% off store-wide. So whenever you're at work, daily commuting, or doing anything that requires you to focus, the Tilt headset is for you. So thank you again Ergoworks for sponsoring this video and get yourself the Tilt headset today. Alright, I want to give a special shout out to the user, his name is game_r_zz. I will link his Twitter, this specific tweet in the description below. It's essentially a kind of breakdown of the overall decks in the current metagame, and lo and behold, you can see the one with the biggest, piece of the pie in this data breakdown. It's none other than Whitebeard. Whitebeard is still overall very powerful, and it's so heavily represented in tournaments all across Japan, all across Southeast Asia as well. And that just proves how powerful 6,000 powered leaders are. Whitebeard is still currently at the top, it's still the king. But with Whitebeard being at the top means decks are slowly going to cater their lists to defeat Whitebeard, so it's probably going to change up in the next couple of weeks or so. But I want to draw your attention to the new decks that are currently making waves. Doflamingo is the kind of new hot favorite, and everyone, including myself, gravitated towards the film package. It is just a very efficient way of playing it. I'm gonna flash an example list right here. It's essentially using Buena Fiesta, it's using Nami as your searchers, and then you have your Luffy into Brook into Nami or other film stuff that you can use. And because you can search your film events, Union Armada is actually a really powerful event card to be used with Doflamingo, because at the end of your turn you restand 2 Dawns, and if your opponent tries to get rid of your searcher, mainly Nami, you can use Union Armada to protect Nami, and it cannot be KO'd for the turn. So it's essentially a way to protect your characters efficiently. And Doflamingo, just a really popular leader that emerged in the first few weeks of the OP-04 metagame. But still, I mean, it has a tough time dealing with Whitebeard and also other aggressive raid decks like Zoro, who is also greatly represented. Zoro is just never going to go away. Can fault that. I mean, it's still really powerful. But another deck that kind of made waves because it's good against decks like, maybe Zoro, because it's hard to get rid of. It's essentially Rebecca with the Dressrosa package, your Luffy's, your Sabos, and also the new rare Kairos is just an extremely efficient attacker. You can get rid of your, Zoro's like 1-cost characters that way, while fueling your trash to, power up your strategies for Rebecca. It's just really powerful. Rebecca is also another really popular leader. Another one that I want to mention, and we'll get to some of the others later, but it's a queen. was greatly represented in the OP-04 metagame because it's super powerful. It has ways that you can survive in the late game. You hang on at 1-0 life and then you constantly heal with your 9-cost Yamato or with Queen's innate ability once you have a 9-cost character on the side of the field. So you have stuff like 9-cost Yamato, 9-cost Mihawk, 8-cost Katakuri as your big top ends, and Queen just has access to really powerful blue cards like 3000 Worlds, as well as the new event card Gomu Gomu no Red Rock, which is a silver bullet against everything in the metagame currently. And because those two blue cards, those two blue events are super powerful, leaders like Blue Crocodile from the starter deck, ST03 Crocodile, is making its way back into the metagame, which I'm really happy about. People have realized that it's a great way to get rid of some of your opponent's tempo stuff. You're essentially just constantly returning your opponent's characters back to the hand with either like a Soga King secret rare, or you're sending them to the bottom of the deck with 3000 Worlds or the Gomu Gomu no Red Rock. It's just a really powerful leader currently in the metagame. And then some of the other big representations of the metagame, you got Ace as another solid red deck. You have Katakuri, yellow. I'm glad Katakuri is still hanging on in there. Not as popular as other decks. Katakuri and Big Mom kind of like underrepresented in the current metagame. Red Green Law, even though the pie chart over here is not as big as it seems, but in the breakdown of the tournament, this gentleman mentioned that Red Green Law is actually one of the more popular decks that was represented in the tournament. I think there were a couple of copies in the top 16. One of them made it to, I believe, top 8. There is a match of it. If you knew what happened, just watch the match and you can see why he actually lost the game, but he would have won either way. I think nerves or something maybe. And then Nami, because of the blue package, and Blue Doflamingo. Essentially all the blue decks are coming back because they have access to really powerful event cards, and the rest of the decks are kind of like people trying out, like VV people try out. The leader that I was surprised to not see at the top was Fujitora or Isho. Guess people, it's not really that good currently in the metagame. I still think it's a really strong leader, but it's not as heavily represented as some of the other leaders out there, especially like versus Doflamingo. Now, and VV has an okay list. Like, people have been trying to make VV work, but it just loses to a lot of things that are currently topping the metagame, like Whitebeard, Doflamingo. It's just a little bit too slow. Essentially, you're spending 2 Dawn to give something a rush, but the things that you want to give rush needs 1 Dawn attached to them, so you're essentially using like at least 3 Dawns. It's just a feel bad. It's just a little bit too slow. And that's unfortunate because I really like Vivi as a leader. Now, link to this particular article is in the description below. You can go check him out, go support the writer as well. But essentially, this is how he broke down the tier list of like the strongest leaders out there. We got Whitebeard at the top. I think Whitebeard is in its own tier. Honestly, it's like an S tier deck, unless decks have been kind of changing their lists to beating Whitebeard, then yeah, it's gonna lose. Like, there was a red Luffy list that I would kind of put at around tier 2 or tier 3 that actually catered its list to be very aggressive, and it's, you can tweak that list to defeat Whitebeard. So Whitebeard at the top, and due to popularity, Doflamingo, Doflamingo is also at the top as well, alongside Zoro. These Zoro and Whitebeard, I don't think they are going away anytime soon. Queen is a really powerful leader because of the new blue cards, and just the resiliency of Queen to stay in the late game is also a very powerful. And then we mentioned about Crocodile, we mentioned about Katakuri, and Red Green Law. Red Green Law, I think, has the potential to just go all the way to the top, depending on the player. It uses like 0 new cards from OP-04, which is, kind of worrying to me, because, that means like the cards from OP-01 to OP-03 are just that strong in the color red, because like, then like you don't really need to use anything from OP-04. And then of course, Rebecca is really powerful. The whole Dressrosa package is just really powerful right now. I think there are ways that Rebecca can win, but against Whitebeard has a little tougher of a time, because like Whitebeard's just really powerful right now. But doesn't mean that Rebecca is like an instant loss. It can still win against Whitebeard that way. And then you look at the tier 3 leaders. This gentleman put it like Ace, the black Luffy from the starter deck, Ivankov because of the new blue event cards and the ability to kind of swarm your board, Nami because of the blue event cards, as well as Nami doing Nami things, and of course Zephyr. these are not super popular, but people have been playing them. So it all depends whether like the person wants to use that deck or not. Now, that's just a little bit of a breakdown regarding the current popular decks out there. If you see other different data points from the OP-04 metagame, a lot of them have been repeating the same thing. Whitebeard is still currently at the top, which is that's a little bit of a problem. 6000 power leader, ability to draw an extra card turn by taking a life at the end of your turn. I think Whitebeard is a problem that Bandai eventually has to acknowledge. I'm not sure if the leader itself will take a hit. I don't think they will ever ban leaders that way, but they have to kind of do something to address the Whitebeard problem. But within the next couple of weeks or so, we will see deck lists that kind of converges and tweak its list to defeat Whitebeard. You know, how they did it in like OP-02, OP-03 metagame. Whitebeard still top, people found a way to defeat Whitebeard. It's gonna be the same thing. But I'm excited about the prospects of new leaders entering the metagame. Doflamingo, Queen, Rebecca, these ones are super popular. Like, these leaders can hold their own in the current metagame. And I think the rest of them, like Isho, Vivi, and of course Purple Yellow Crocodile, though they may not be represented as much in the metagame, people are still trying them out, people are still playing them. And of course the blue purple Kaido actually have seen a little bit of resurgence, at least in the first few weeks, and then now like the Metavic game is kind of going back into that, oh, red matters. So we have to kind of wait and see whether this the top standings will change anytime soon. But it seems like red is still on top. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. Anyway, that's it. Just a little bit of a breakdown of the OP-04 metagame. I want to thank the user game_r_zz for giving his demographics and the data points over in Japan, and links to everything, his article and his Twitter page will be in the description below, so you can check it out for yourself. You can read through it, just Google Translate, so you can check it out. But I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown of the OP-04 metagame. And yeah, this is seems like, you know, we're going to a good place, but of course we have to address the Whitebeard problem. Anyway, that's it for me for today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you to ErgoWorks for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.